Well, guys, good evening. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asif Malik from Pakistan, and with our very important session today, with one of the very aspiring mentor, trainer, and teacher, to discuss with you some of the very important ideas, especially for the young people or the people who are in mid of their career. Before we starting our session, I would like to share with you one very important thing. As per latest research by University of Pennsylvania, the 90% of people in this world use only 10% of their potential. And if they use 20% of their potential, they are called genius. But even then, they are left with 80% of their potential, which remain untapped throughout their lives. The famous and the legendary Italian painter, sculptor, philosopher Michelangelo, throughout his life, worked on 44 sculptures, but he only completed 14 of them. And two of them got very famous, David and Moses. And the rest of all his unfinished and untapped work is yet can be found in the National Museum of Florence in Italy. Just imagine that such a great sculptor and artist, and he could not even complete it, and he could not even utilize his full potential in his life, and he could complete only 14 of his full sculptures. Sad to know about the story of Michelangelo, but it is more sad to know the stories of the people around us when we see there are a lot of people in this world, in our surrounding, in our social circles, in our business circles, who cannot reach to the maximum level of their potential. And what is the core responsibility of the people with intellect, with knowledge, and with exposure, and with power to influence the people, that to take up the chisel and to take up the hammer and start carving such people who really need improvement and growth in their lives. Our today's session is somewhat like that. It is for the people who really want to know what actually they are capable of in their life. And we are going to share with them a few of the very important strategies and some tips and some knowledge by a very refined mind who has such an extensive experience of international training in all over Europe, that maybe any tip, any advice, or any technique can be useful for anyone inside Pakistan or anyone who is listening us, watching us live outside of Pakistan or anywhere in the world. So thank you very much, Sir Yassar, for joining us. This is an honor. This is something a big prestige for me, because you are not only a trainer but my own mentor as well. And I very well remember that after 35th event-wise in Netherlands in March 2019, when I was there with people from other different countries, my life totally changed. And this is visible in all my business and educational circles back in Pakistan. And now I want to share with all of my fans and my followers and my friends in Pakistan that he's the guy behind a big shift in my life. And I'm totally well honored and pleased to have you on show, Sir Yassar. So I would request you to please just introduce yourself to the audience, and then we go for the formal session.
Thank you for the invitation. The honor is mine. It's great to see what you're doing, and it's inspiring, I have to say. And I hope that I did part of this inspiring. But this is all what we can do: inspire others, and then the rest is up to them, basically. Yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I hope we have useful minutes, useful 40 minutes, and that I don't know if people can ask questions or not. I'm not sure about the format. But if they can, it's great. If not, I'm sure you have good questions for me that we can discuss, and we see how we could be useful to people watching who want to change in their lives, who want to grow, who want to make something better, or just get better. That's it.
So just briefly, if you can introduce yourself in a few words.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm an entrepreneur. Somehow I became one. I didn't want to. I had to. Yeah, because I was doing trainings that they were not available. Basically, like nobody was offering them as a job. I think if there was, I would take it. Like I was doing them in the Netherlands and someplace in Europe, but I want to do them. I want to bring this knowledge, this format, and this method to more. And then there was no other way than create my own company and start developing there. So there I became an entrepreneur, and from then I've been working mainly in Bulgaria into education, making trainings for people and mostly entrepreneurs from one or other way. So we have a program for entrepreneurship that there is a lot in it, a lot of personal development, of course, because that's a big part of entrepreneurship, personal development anyway. And yeah, in the last years, I think I work with more than 13,000 people all over the world. Half of them maybe from Bulgaria, in a small group, big groups, and some are really big seminars, but in all kind of constellations, online, offline. So it's a lot of people, and this helps to get to how it's called, to see the patterns, to see what works, what not. I got some experience on my side. That's the good part.
That's very wonderful. The things you've been taking up with 13,000 people almost in Bulgaria and all over the world. And the seeds of your intellect and your power is back everywhere in the world. I can see myself. And all your students are right now in comments. Lalis just joined us from Lebanon, Lena from Jordan, and everyone is like just missing you like anything. Well, we will be taking their comments. We will be taking their questions as well. Well, Yassar, my first question is very much important, and the question is of all the young people in the world. And this question was even being asked, and this question is one of the questions that take people to even wise as well. How we can actually unlock what you call it, our full potential of our mind, because people are not actually aware of what actually they are capable of, what is their actually superpower, how they can identify how much they deserve, how it is possible.
That depends on the point of view. There is a saying that in every moment you are doing the best that you can.
Okay.
So basically, in every moment you're living your full potential. This doesn't mean you cannot grow. Yeah, this doesn't mean that you cannot grow, but at this very moment, that's it. I mean, you can love it or hate it. That's it. I mean, that's your potential at this moment. Yeah, and of course in the future you can grow, but then there are two ways to look at it. One way is to see, it's so much, and then I cannot reach my full potential. Too bad. Or I cannot reach my full potential. I can always grow because it's limitless. So yeah, I'm a bit not into like you unlock your full. I think when you think about that you're not living your full potential, it comes from fear that I need to do something. Yeah, I mean, in every moment you're doing the best you can, and it's fluctuating. So, this is, I think the important is: are you looking to grow? Are you looking to become bigger as a person, or you're afraid you're gonna shrink? That's the question that I ask myself about your potential. Like, can you realize that your potential is also something that can change in each and every moment? And let's say if you sleep well, then the next day you have more potential. Yeah. If you're going to the gym, then and you need to run, you have a bit more potential than if you don't go to the gym. So potential is not something fixed. Yeah. People think their potential is fixed. Yeah. No. In each and every, if you take it for whole your life, nobody knows. So I don't think about it because we don't know, and you will never know what's your full potential. Yeah. You will not know because there is always something that can bring you further away. Yeah, I think the moment you reach the end is when you're dead. I mean, but then it doesn't matter anymore. So you can see how can you enrich yourself so you have more potential. Yeah, so you're more rested, you have more energy, then you have more stamina, you know more things, you are better emotionally with yourself, the connection with other people. Like the more you invest with your communication, your relationship, the more potential there is there. That's not fixed thing that to reach your full. No, there is nothing like this. I think this is some bullshit. There is no what is you to reach your full potential. Yeah, it's like perfectionism. It doesn't exist because it doesn't exist. So you put for yourself something to achieve. You go for it. You achieve it. You jump over it. You continue. That's my way.
You mean to say that there is nothing what we call is full potential, but the life is more about growing every day. You complete one thing and then you move on to something else.
Yeah, because life is also in perspective that life is bigger than us. I mean, I think if you want to grow every day, you need to think about something bigger than you, not focus on your full potential, but more about to grow the potential of us as human beings. I mean, what can you bring to the world? I think this is my drive. Yeah, if I think only about me, then it's yeah. But if you think about what I want to bring to the world, and then it's endless. I mean, I know I cannot bring what I want to the world because it's too much. So I know that there should be people after me that will do the same, and after them, because it's yeah, I believe we have a lot of potential of us as human beings that we can grow. Like it's a lot, like, and we cannot even see how far away it is. So I
Yeah,
think
that's
if you want, yeah,
yeah. This is fun enough that the real purpose of living is to live up above yourself and start adding value to the life of the other people. But I have one other point. How if we don't talk about potential, that you cannot reach one potential, you keep on growing every day. So how we can actually inspire or motivate the people, young people especially, that how they can engage themselves in different activities that they feel like they're growing every day. Sometimes they are unable to even find, okay, what to do next. What to do next? I mean, they are unable to identify stuff in their lives. They're stuck somewhere. So any piece of advice how they can actually make their growth every day by changing their social circle maybe, or what do you think? Any two advices or one or two?
yeah, depends again on which point of view. If I'm talking to them, it's one thing. If I'm talking to the educator, then it's a different thing. It's a different approach. Yeah, because I think the most important thing for growth is culture, and then yeah, depends on the
Culture,
people
right?
around you. Yeah, the people around you. Where are you living? And then how can you make the culture of a community or a school in a way that growth is something that it's praised, but not in a growth of only achievement, because achievement is not growth. Achievement is achievement. Growth is much bigger sense. I mean, growth is about caring. Growth is about love. Achievement is achieving your goals. You can achieve your goals without growing. Yeah, you just get the task done. So for me, if you focus on growth and connection with people, that's something that could help a lot. Like if you have people who want to grow also, yeah, this is what you said about the people around you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if you are
yeah.
this young person, and then yeah, like what's I think when you're young, it's fine not to know. I mean, this is part of the journey. Then search. I think
Yeah.
part of the journey is to go looking and try out things and just do and then leave them and then do something else, and it's okay. And if you find out something you really want, just go 100% in it and then see if it's really something you want to grow into. But in the end, it's about finding this compelling future, something that you really want to do, achieve, and as I said also in the very beginning, in the first question, yeah, it's about this vision for the future that is bigger than you, something that you can never
Yeah,
achieve, and then it's endless because it requires growth every day because you cannot reach it. It's not the goal to achieve. Yeah, it's
yeah, that
more
should.
it's yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That achievement is different. Success is success, and you believe in. We should be focusing more on growing everything, and then there's a point certain in life that what you call it, it's better not to know, and you complete one thing and then move on or the next one. Well, there is one thing we've been taught, and now one of the biggest leadership academies in the world are talking about change your stories and change your lives. We always have something at our mind, excuses, the limitations, resources. We don't have resources. As we say, people say that we don't have resources, we don't have right people in our social circle, circumstances are not right, country through very hard times. So we will try to do better when things are in a perfect condition. How this mental attitude can be changed? And I remember that you used the word grudges for such people. Actually, there are a lot of grudges in our mind who actually stops us from doing what we really want to do in our lives. What are the two for main reasons behind such attitude, and how we can change it?
But can you repeat what's exactly the question, like one line? Which attitude
The
exactly?
question, the attitude is to play safe, to
Okay.
escape from action, to go for the soft side, not to take face the challenges, and always to just act as blaming the circumstances for all your failures, whatever you do in life. How we can change this mindset?
Yeah, again, there are many perspectives, and for me, it's very different when you're talking about a person and when you're talking about society or community. Yeah, because when you talk about community,
what I would prefer is we'll be talking about individuals,
okay,
individuals.
okay, yeah. Then, like if it's about fears, you need to get understanding them. I mean, basically, when it's good to play safe, but the thing is that people don't understand what is playing safe. They are misguided, they are confused, and they don't know. Like they think something is safe, which is not. So it's not about playing safe, it's about actually playing risky without knowing it. So it's lack of knowledge, it's fear, so it's self-deception. And for me, this is to really understand what you're afraid of, to really accept it, and then you can really look into it, to see the real picture. And this is to dive into, because when you go away from something, it gets more and more blurry. You get far away, you have no clue what is there. But if you get into it, like, I mean, if you research your fear, if you become expert in your fear, yeah, then things start to change slowly. And then there are a lot of techniques that also from Eventwise that you could use. I mean, one of the simplest rule is the 3-second rule, the 5-second rule, because we all have this how it's called, a moment of enthusiasm that we want to do something. Yeah, and then these are the moments that we can act. These are the moments that it's there. We want to do something, and then if we don't do, then the job of our brain is to pull the handbrake, because our brain wants us to be safe. Yeah, and it thinks this is dangerous, and it's not. It was dangerous maybe 100,000 years ago, but now this behavior is not dangerous. Yeah, so our brain doesn't know, and then he pulls the handbrake, and then we don't do it. But if you really teach yourself to, when there is this enthusiasm of doing something, like you want to approach a person, call a person, start a project, you count 3, 2, 1, go, and then you do something about it. Could be you write it down, could be you make the call, could be you take a decision about what is going to happen, but you act upon it. Yeah, and then you go above this activation energy that it's called, and then not saying it's 100% you're gonna succeed, no, not really, but then the chances are way higher because most people never even try. Yeah, so just by this simple thing, if you teach yourself to use the 3-second rule, it's like imagine you are waiting, and then they're with the pistol, and then you need to run like 3, 2, 1, then you really go and you do something. And sometimes you're gonna do mistakes, and you're gonna do some stupid things, but time after time you're gonna train the muscle of courage, because courage, it's a muscle. It's not something that some people have and some not. It's a muscle you need to train. Yeah, and then of course some people did it more when they were maybe young and from earlier age, so they have it easier. Again, as with the body and with train your muscles. So it's something that it's trainable. It's completely trainable. You don't need to start from the biggest fear. You don't need to start big. You can really start small. Now, if you want to overcome your fear, you can start small, doing small things just every day. As in trainings, it's much better to do every day small things than to do one time something. When you really get angry about yourself, do something very brave and very stupid usually, and then to stop again. Yeah, that doesn't work. I mean, this because there is a lot in the movie. This one moment. No, it's rarely one moment. And most of the time, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of courageous actions during every day or every week or every month. Yeah, that's what it takes. Like these small moments of courage about the small things in life. So yeah, that's it. And this is the great thing about courage, that it's trainable. And I'm sure you know that it's about having fear. I mean, most people take their fear and they use it as an excuse, like they're the only person in the world that they're afraid. Yeah, and they're not. We are all afraid. The thing is, Do you want to be a coward? Yes or no? Yeah, or you want to use your courage and do it with fear? Because sometimes whatever you do, fear will stay, and then you need to do it while being afraid. That's the for me that makes a difference. And exactly these days, it's the hardest, that it's the harshest, that you have no power, that you need to rest, and you still do what you need to do. These days that really count. Like, these are the days that really will bring a big difference, and big difference between really achieving something mind blowing and staying mediocre. Yeah, so that's something that if I would take something from today, it is a 3 second rule. 3 second rule. Whenever there is the impulse, I mean, you want to do something that you know it's with the best of your knowledge, that's good for you. I'm saying the best of your knowledge because actually you never know. You never know, and you will never know until you do it. Yeah. So waiting doesn't help. Of course, there are things that you need to research, you need to check. Yeah. But the research can take you just as far, and then no more. Then you need to do it, and then you will know. And then if you did the wrong choice, or if it can be wrong, of course, because then you learn something. If you went to the way that you didn't want to go, then you do something new. You take a new decision. Yeah, another action of 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so that's how it goes in life, and with courage. It's all the time, because people, again, they want the magic bullet that will solve their fears, and then somebody does something, and then if I overcome my fears, then they're not there anymore. No, and they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back for you. Yeah, so better make them your friends. Yeah, don't make them your enemies, because they're gonna always be there. So if you need to fight them all the time, yeah, then it's gonna be a heavy life. But if you make them your friends, if you make them your advisors, yeah, not your masters, then it's great, because fears are a good thing. Yeah, the trouble is not that you have fears. The trouble is when fear is mastering you instead of you mastering your fear. That's the only thing that matters. So I don't know if my host is going to come back. I don't know. I hope so. So yeah. And I don't see if you have questions, because that will be great actually to see that you have questions, and to be able to answer them, so I don't talk only to myself with myself. Maybe, yeah, I don't know how to see it. Maybe chat? No. Here. Good. Try to do things.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I apologize for the because I told you this something happens actually.
Yeah, but I was talking, but in some moment I got a bit worried, so I tried to do things.
No. It's okay. I just noted one point from the conversations you made, that you were talking about fear, that there are some people who are afraid to take action, and we have a question as well on the same topic by Kainat Zafar. What about the fear of failures leading towards hopelessness and lacking in recognizing one's own potential to do something achievable? There are people who are actually hostage to their fear. So how we can embrace our fears and can move on? Any tip on that?
Yeah, I said already. Research what you're really afraid of. Yeah, master the knowledge of your fears, and then start doing small steps. Yeah, what are you?
Yes, please.
Yeah, because it's we're all afraid. I think some people are playing this card with fear, and it's bullshit. I mean, we're all afraid. All of us. I don't know a person. Some pretend they don't have fears, but I don't know a person who don't have fears. Yeah. So do you want to be a coward, or you want to overcome them and then live with them? Because I was saying before, when you were not there, that fear they can be your enemies if you make them, or they can be your friends.
Friends,
Yeah, and they're
yeah,
gonna
this is, yes, yeah.
and they're gonna be there. So better make them your friends. Yeah, get them closer. Listen to them, because they can be good advisors, but they are terrible masters.
They are terrible maths, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So what does it mean? That of course we're all afraid of failures, but it's a very stupid fear, because we're gonna fail anyway. I mean, we always fail in some other moments. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then again, like, can you take it? And then you could look in the past. Did you fail? Yes or no? Okay, and if yes, and most probably you did, then are you still alive? If the answer is yes, if you can ask yourself, then the answer is yes. Then you can survive it, and that's all what it needs. Yeah, and then just do the next thing that you want to do. Yeah,
yeah,
as
that's true.
again, sometimes fear is there.
Yeah, fear is there always, and you said that fear can be your friends and they can be your enemy as well at the same time, but they are the worst masters. So better to know them and move on with them. We have another very good question from somebody from Kessler. He says, "How does one know whether one has made a right decision or wrong decisions?" So here you go.
Yeah, do you want the results that you are getting? It's very simple.
It's
And
very
if you
sorry.
can tell them, I mean, first, a right and wrong. There is I will reframe it. There is only a
Okay.
decision. There is only a decision.
Okay.
Yeah, because you never know what was the other decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
you you never know. That's it. Like when you take a decision, it's done. The other decision is off the table. I mean, you can take
Yeah.
similar one, almost the same, but it's not the same, because in different moment in time. Let's say you want to go right, and you go right and you fall, and then you break your leg. Yeah, and then you can say,
Okay.
"Fuck, why did I go right?" And I always go left all my life, and today I went right. And then you can say all you want, but you have no clue what would happen if you went left. Could be you die, like
Yeah.
it's done, it's over. The only thing that you did is the only thing that you did. So it's not about it's if it's right or wrong. It's what you're gonna do now. Yeah, you take a decision, you see the results. Yeah, and then Malik will know. It's you stop, you look, you correct,
You
you
look
take an action,
and you
a
take
new one.
action. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's it.
Exactly. This is,
That's life. I mean, wrong and right. You, I'm gonna put it also under perspective. You start a business, it's a very successful business.
yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes extremely well, and then in some moment, economy change or
As
coronavirus,
as
and then it's
as
over.
coronavirus.
Was it a wrong decision?
No,
No,
it
it's
was.
just circumstances changed. Then
Yeah.
you need to take a new decision. So
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah, you every decision you take it, you see the results in context, you see if these are the results you want, you stop, you look about your situation, and you make a corrective action, because you're always a bit off course. So always
Yeah.
things could be improved, and then you take a new decision or a new action, which is basically the same. Yeah. So that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
constant process. There is no big you take the right. Of course, with experience in some things, you much more likely to get the result that you want quicker. Yeah. If you are more in business, you can start knowing what could happen. You know the pitfalls. You know the risks. Yeah. So some situations start to repeat. This, of course, it's there. Still, you can be surprised. Yeah, because as I said, like you can life is always going to be surprising us, whatever we do.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is very good. I hope the gentleman has got the answer. There is one another question from Sundar Said, and she's asking Yasser, give us one example from your own life that you overcome a fear and you became advisor from master. I mean, anything you just overcome in your own life, and it just changed everything for you.
Like there are many examples. I mean, the first one that I think I shared with you in the training is, yeah, fear of public speaking, that I'm afraid that I'm not
Yes,
good enough. And
yes,
yeah,
yes,
so this is something that was very strong with me, and it was stopping me. Yeah,
Okay.
and then I was able to overcome it, to change the focus from me to the people, like what I'm giving and what's the value that I'm bringing. And then now the fear is still there because I still want to look good, of course. So I use this fear to prepare more. Yeah, I use this fear to take more time for preparation, take more time for rehearsal. Yeah, because otherwise it could get careless. I mean, if I just don't go and things. So can I combine them? Can I hold the fear in a way that is there and I want to perform very well? Still have the lightness when I'm there. Like when I'm there, I can switch. The fear disappears, and then I'm just completely there, whatever happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
for
cool.
me, this is a very good example of it. And then yeah, this is one good example.
Yeah, exactly. That's we have a lot of other questions, but we will be skipping them and we'll ask one important question at the end because we have another points to discuss. Yes, I have next 2 points, but I'm just combining them into one. The number one is
Good.
that books play a very important role in transforming our lives. And number two, mentors or the people in our inner circle, as it is the rule of leadership by John Maxwell, that the people in your inner circle play a very important role in your professional and personal growth. So, how, if you can just recommend our audience one or two books that can help them to know more about themselves and their potential and growth and all that. And another important point about how the people in our social circle, how to choose them actually, what significant role they have actually, why they are important.
Okay. Books. So of more common books that I would say,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they're the best because there are so many great books, but somehow they're in my mind lately. Is Hi, how was the name of Simon Sinek? His new book about the
Yeah.
Infinite Game. Infinite Game. Yeah.
Infinite Games. He's a good
Yeah,
author. Yeah.
Infinite Games. Yeah, Infinite Game. I love this book. It's my favorite of him. So if I would pick book of him, this is one I would pick. I like it the best. Then a classic, The Seven Habits of Highly Successful People,
Yeah,
highly
Stephen
effective
Covey. This
people,
is wonderful. Yeah, yeah, and
highly
effective
effective
people. Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is a classic. And then the third one is not so known, but I think you know it if you remember. But I'm saying it because usually people don't somehow reach this book, but for me it's amazing, and it's called The Anatomy of Peace.
Dichotomy. What was the name?
The Anatomy of
The
Peace.
anatomy of peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's an
okay.
amazing book, and it's not so mainstream. So I like saying it so people can get it. It's about a lot about communication, about relationships, and about leadership. Yeah,
That's
it's a
wonderful.
beautiful book. Yeah, yeah.
So it's about
So
books and
yeah.
other part of the question.
So other part. What was the other part? Remind me, please.
Other part about the people in your inner circle. How, because you know what, our friends, the people we spend our time with them, it is said you are one third of your people you spend time with. How we can choose people actually who talk about our growth and ideas in the future and all that. I mean, this is the biggest problem, that we have people who are very much toxic in our social circles, in our relationships, and they actually disturb our business, they disturb our relationships, they disturb our peace of mind and all that. So is there any mastery on that? I mean, how to do that?
I mean, as any communication, you need to know who are these people to make a bit of research. Yeah, to check them online, things like this, where they meet, where they go, do they have clubs, do they don't have clubs? Yeah, what are the
Okay.
social circles they're in, and then to get in, and then to see how to be useful. I mean, today is very easy also with Facebook and Facebook groups, and then you can enter Facebook groups that you can build your social circle, and then you can start
Okay.
commenting or giving value in this group, and then to meet someone. I don't know. That's very. I mean, for every person there, I think you need to find your own way, but it's about connecting. I mean, it's about reaching out. Let's say if especially if even if you cannot go outside, like to see who are the people in the things that you want to achieve, who are the leading people, who are the people who are really there, and then start connecting with anyway. Facebook, phone, doesn't matter. And then once a week at least to really call one of the leaders that you can reach, and then by time you can reach more and more, and then to see how can you be useful to them. Yeah, to share a bit what are you doing, to ask them what they are doing. Yeah, to see how to be useful, and this to have these new conversations. I mean, today is very easy to find these people. It's very easy. Yeah, the thing is that to invest the energy in it, not to throw yourself on them, because this is a process.
Okay,
It's not a,
process.
you
Yeah.
don't change your social circle. You grow another one. Yeah, it's not about, oh, these people, I don't want
Yeah.
them.
So
Yeah,
this is
that's bullshit.
that
Oh,
this is a very beautiful line you just said, that you don't change your social circle, you just develop another one, right?
yeah. I mean, it's a process. You need to start saying hi first. You don't go and say someone who don't know. I want that you are my mentor and you are the maid, and he's gonna look at you like weird, and then yeah, you say
Okay.
hi, you say you make a comment on their post, or you say I don't know, you share something, and if you're on a party or something, depends where you meet. I mean, you need to have the context and just connect to people as a human being first, and then professionally and all kind of other ways that's possible. Depends on what you want, because the social circle you want to build, it depends on what you want. I mean, if you want to be going on mountains, there are mountain clubs. I mean, you go there and then they do things, and then you go with them 1, 2, 3 times. And then you talk to people, and then suddenly you are part of the circle. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you keep on showing up, you keep on reaching out, you keep on giving value. That's it. Simple.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you when you have to just find your like-minded people. So as you told, this is a process actually, and you have to believe in process. You keep trying out, you keep looking for, and then obviously giving them value, acknowledging them, and then obviously one day you'll be feeling yourself to be in the same line. Yes, sir. We are coming at the end of the session. We have just got last 3 points so I will combine another 2 points into 1 point. It is said that there is a one law of rubber band. This is called that human body or human mind is more like the more you stretch it, the more it gets. And people actually, as we discussed in the first part of the session, that people like to have an safe play, they want an escape or something, and then what the result is that they cannot become high achiever persons in their lives, and they die maybe mediocre. And maybe they are the people about whom it is said that when they are dead, they are surrounded by the goals they didn't achieve, the dreams they didn't fulfill, and the ideas they did never implement in their lives. Any formula for that we can just inculcate in people, any formula that that they can stretch themselves to the maximum of their abilities and potential, and create a value in their own life and of the life of the people around them. Any formula?
First, again, I don't think there is a maximum. I mean, you just live your life, and then you do things, then you grow, and then you have dreams and visions. And maximum, like, who knows where is this maximum? I don't, at least.
Okay.
I have no clue. Is there a formula? As I said, I think it's people around you. Yeah, if I think about a solution, it's about educating people into that it's okay to fail, it's okay to grow, it's okay to make mistakes. It's so-called this growth mindset. Yeah, that it becomes a game. Yeah, that they are safe, because people think that they shouldn't be safe, but that's true. It's bullshit. Yeah, if you are really safe, you don't need to hide. Yeah, so I think safety is a good thing if you can create it, and you can see that in societies that are they have more, they give more. Yeah, and they are not afraid of things. I mean, they are ready to risk because there is no fear. I mean, they know they're going to be okay. So it's not about creating more fears or something. It's about bringing safety, also to bring safety to yourself. Yeah, how you can make a great foundation. You don't need to always push it, because that's a violent thing. I mean, it's fine to do it from time to time. I do it a lot. It's okay. Yeah, it's also need to take care of yourself, how you can make yourself safe, like prepare. I mean, if you're afraid of something, prepare for it. If you know you're prepared for it, if you know you can handle it, then you're safe. Then you don't need to be afraid anymore. Yeah, so that's a strategy that not so many people do. I mean, without the fear. Some people prepare, but just to be more afraid. I mean, can you prepare so you're less afraid? Yeah, can you prepare just to be sure? I mean, maybe it's never going to happen. That's great, but okay, let's prepare. Yeah,
that's so preparation is important. When you are prepared for anything, okay, you are you are then less afraid. But if,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. So we have one very interesting question. Yes, sir.
Okay.
The person is saying that the thin virtual world can replace real world. How to grow relationship in long distance relations and in virtual world? Does it need extra effort, or it has some different tool to remain connected? I mean, he's basically saying that how we can keep our relationships more strong in the new in the new
Something
virtual
happened.
world. How?
Okay, first, I think it's still we need to make as much as possible that we have it personal, like physical relationships. Yeah, and then yeah, of course, I think it requires more. I'm not a specialist about virtual relationships, so I really don't know. Not my favorite type for sure. Mm, for me, it requires more energy. Yeah, because we have less senses, less way to connect with people. So that's why I think it's great if we can also meet like in person. And on this, yeah, like the same thing. Reach out, talk, communicate, give value, take, because it's important to have a balance of it. And that's simply it. Like it's the same things, but probably we need to do them more. Probably need to do them a, a bit more, or a lot more. Actually, I don't know. And if we're talking about romantic relationship, then I think in some moment it needs to change, or to break, or to become. I mean, uh, like in person, not just virtual. Yeah. So that's it. I'm not a specialist about virtual relationships. I can talk about a lot about relationships when it's physical. I mean, when it's in person. And I think one thing that it's common, that it's about care, about giving a lot, about understanding, about communicating. Yeah, and then when you really want to give, and you're comfortable in giving all yourself into the relationship, then it flourish. Yeah, if you really take care of it, you invest in it without thinking what you're going to get back, but without betraying yourself or making compromise with yourself, what you give really all yourself, then things tend to work out. That's and then I think this is valid for any relationship, no matter if it's romantic or not, if it's a business, if it's a virtual or yeah, offline relationship. So yeah, that's it about the relationship, and then I hope my host will come soon back so we can wrap it up. And yeah, because I also don't see your questions. Apparently there are, but I don't see them. Let me
Yeah, yeah.
see if I can.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, sir, I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry, I'm back. So you already answered the question
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay, fine. Then we have 1 point, and then we will finishing it up. There is a question that
Good.
how to break the old patterns. I remember we have a very whole day lecture on patterns. How we can break the old patterns that does not serve us anymore. And this is something very very difficult. I remember that. I mean, this is
Yeah,
not
yes or no? Change environment, change the, like there are things for patterns that they are triggered
the
by
triggers. Yeah.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matching.
So if you remove the triggers and you make them hard to do, then big chance not to do them. Yeah. So this is something that you could do. I mean,
So like,
if you tend to eat in the night, then
okay.
if you don't have food at your home, it's harder to eat in the night. Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, that's
Actually, you know what? I mean, changing about environment, this becomes very difficult for some people. How they can change the environment, and especially I'm talking about Pakistan here. Especially if we talk about the girls' empowerment, even female are very much in, and sometimes it is very much tough for them to make their own decisions and to make a breakthrough in their lives. So,
yeah.
do you think that just changing an environment is something only serve the purpose, or there is something else as well?
No, of course, other things could do, and then putting a new habit there, something with the same trigger that's more attractive, make the trigger unattractive. There are many mental processes you can do to visualize what it leads you, the pain is going to create for you, la la la. But for me, the main thing is environment. Environment, in the end, it wins. I mean, that's how it goes. You
So
have
the
the
key
power
is,
to change it.
yeah, the key is that we need to, if you really want to change your old patterns, the most
There
important
is
factor
a
is you need to,
yeah
yeah,
environment. There is a
environment,
guy
yeah.
called David Allen. I don't know if you know him. He had a
Okay,
bestseller book about getting things done, and he said
okay,
something. They had a lecture in Bulgaria. He said something very funny for me. He said
what?
that in the few moments during the day or in the week that we are wise, we need to create the systems that helps us manage even when we are stupid, which is most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the moments that you know what is right for you, you need to create a system that helps you do it anyway, no matter what.
Okay, that's great, Yassir. So we have last 2 points, and that are specifically about yourself. And one point is that what is the superpower of Yassir? And the second point is one punchline for our audience at the end of the session. So first, you need to tell us what is your superpower? What drives you actually?
What drives me up? Care. Yeah, I really care about people. I care about the world. I care about myself, about my people around me, about the people I don't know. I really care. So that's the big drive that helps me do what I do with and how I do it.
And do you think that when you care for so many people around you, for the world, for yourself, so it brings you kind of fulfillment or a kind of
Oh
sense of success?
yeah. It's a great thing
So
to have, I think.
so it means that we can say to our audience that if they really want to feel fulfilled and if they really want to feel kind of happy from their side, so they need to care of the people around them, giving about
Nah, they
themselves
don't.
and helping others to supporting them.
Nah, they don't need to care. They need to. I mean, I think you care anyway. It's do you allow yourself? You don't if you don't block it. But I think when you're afraid, when you're living in scarcity, you block the care.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is harmful because I think it's very natural for human beings to care. It's a natural thing. It's not something you need to make yourself do. If you
Okay.
heal yourself, if you change your focus upon what's important about your values, I think the care is going to just appear. That's it.
Okay, fine. And yes, sir, one last punchline for our people who are watching us, especially our students and the people who questioned you and all that.
Yeah, I think again, what is in me, uh, if you ever wanted to be the luckiest person in the world, then just take a deep breath.
And some flicking as well, or it is just about like taking breath?
No, just to realize that being alive is already extremely lucky.
It is
I mean
it is
that
one of the it is one of the most powerful line that you just have spoken out. That apart
yeah
from all your ambitions and success stories and your fears and everything, there is one thing that you can always do and you can always be grateful. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel that this is the biggest blessing that you are still alive and you
yeah
are living in this wonderful, beautiful universe.
yeah.
Yasser, thank you so very much for this wonderful
Thank
talk
you.
and adding so much value to the life of the people who are watching you in Pakistan. And now my friends know all you because I already told many of them about you, and now they have watched you live as well. And many of them, hopefully in future, will be coming to personally see you at event-wise once the situation gets better.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
hopefully, yeah.
yeah,
Good,
and
good. Thank you very much for the invitation again. And, have a great evening, and until next time.
yeah, thank you so very much, and my best regards and best wishes to all of you. And once again, thank you very much for this
You're
wonderful
very
time. And
welcome. You're very welcome.
okay, bye bye, take care,
Bye bye.
thank you, bye bye. Well, my audience, Yasser is away, and Karina, Sundas, Ali Arshad, Usman, Kesser, Naila, Tariq, Kainat, Rock, Essen, Lena, and Kainat, everyone, thank you very much for this wonderful participation and your questions. I just summarize in just 1 minute what Yasser has to say. You will always have fears in your life. You have always have imperfections in your life. You will always try to play safe, and you always try to like escape from the situations. and you always try to make bad decisions. You're always afraid to take next step. But let me tell you one thing very important. These all things are part of the life and part of the process. When you really want to feel fulfilled and you really want to feel, when you are just fed up with a lot of things in your life and you don't find any direction, just close your eyes and take a deep breath and be grateful to the Almighty that you are alive in this wonderful and beautiful world. You can always make a difference. Thank you very much for joining us. Until next time, bye bye. Yeah.